Hello everyone, I'm Captain the Warlord, and welcome back to another Rome 2 online siege battle. And today we have a 3v3 siege. We are seeing Tarsus today. I believe this is the second time we have seen this battle. Not this battle, this map in the past couple of replays I've done. And this is sent in by one of you guys, if I didn't say that already. And we are seeing this from the perspective of the defender, so we will be able to see what both sides are bringing here for the most part. So yeah, I do have the battle on slow motion. It's because this battle is 60 minutes long, so it's going to be really long to get through. I'm sure I'll probably be making some cuts because there's probably going to be some moments where it's skirmishing. But yeah, I was getting to the army comps here. Going over to Arverni for the attackers, so we have the King Grayson. He's going to be bringing 5 units of these Celtic warriors, a couple, I think 1 or 2 units of these Levy Freemen, 4 units of not mercenary Gallic hunters, only Massilia has theirs. No, just regular Gallic hunters, and then a lot of chosen swordsmen spread out around here, and some Oathsworn as well, and some more Levy Freemen over here. Going over to Nabatea, we have Dooku Gaming TV. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. I do apologize, but we have a lot of noble swords on these siege towers. I don't know how I feel about this unit, but I mean, we'll see how they perform. Generally, I would avoid bringing noble swords. He does have the expensive Eastern Ballista. He's probably going to shotgun that right into the Athenian player. Then we have some Nabatean Axe Warriors. This is honestly the unit I'd be sending up first on the siege towers. And 4 units of these Nabatean Heavy Archers and a unit of Noble Swords for his general. So yeah, pretty solid army there. Not a lot of spears, which is kind of Nabatea's strength, but at the same time, I don't normally see them on attack either. So yeah. Going over to Masaicily, we have Bladestorm 2002. He's going to be bringing a lot of these Desert Legionaries, of course. Really solid frontline unit. More of Desert Legionaries in the back. 4 units of Tribal Slingers, a couple units of his Numidian Light Infantry, and a unit of his Armored Numidian Riders for his general. And of course, he got the artillery here, so in total we have 2 artillery pieces from the attackers, which I don't know, that could do a lot of damage. And we saw in the last battle, artillery can do a lot of damage, but you don't want to bring too much of it because it's just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of loses its value, I guess, if you bring too much of it. Going over to the defenders, we'll start with Sparta. He's being commanded by Beat My Leaf. Sorry, yeah, Beat My Leaf. So interesting name there, but he has a front line of these Spartan hoplites, really solid unit. I don't know how they perform against Arverni and Masaicily, but I guess we'll see. 3 units of these Korean archers. My apologies, and I believe a unit of Rhodian slingers. Yep, a unit of Rhodian slingers over there, and some Royal Spartans. Very, very good unit. I personally prefer these guys over the Heroes of Sparta, and some Spartan pikemen back here. So he brought a smaller army, but a much more elite army. Going over to Getae, we have Ariovistus. I sent in this replay, so thank you for that. He's going to be bringing a lot of these spear warriors. They'll hold the line, but they won't get a lot of kills. Same with these heavy spears. They'll hold the line. They're a little bit better, but they won't get as much kills either. Some more heavy spears over here. He's got the 4 axe warriors. Very, very good unit. These guys are they're really cheap and can do so much damage. And he's got 2 units of noble swordsmen, I believe. Maybe 3 units. Nope, no, 1 unit of noble horsemen for his general, so 2 units of noble swords, and then 4 units of his Dacian heavy bowmen, and some more spears back here, 2 more spears and an armored spear. So yeah, really solid army there. He brought a very defensive army, which is definitely good because he is on the defense. Going over to Athens, we have Gold V2. Yeah, he's gonna be bringing a lot of these hoplites and militia hoplites mixed with thorax swords. A pretty solid combo. They'll be able to hold the line very well against Nabatea. I think Athens definitely has the upper edge in this fight. Most certainly. He's just got hoplites, and then he's got, of course, the Korean archers. Very solid archer unit. Against noble swords, I would imagine Cretans can absolutely rip through noble swordsmen, so we'll see how that goes. He does have a unit of picked hoplites back here for his general, then 2 units of pikemen back here, and a unit of Cretan archers in reserve. So yeah, he's preparing for a fallback, but honestly, I'm not liking Nabatea's attack here. Nabatea just isn't an aggressive faction. I think that Athens could easily hold Nabatea at the walls, then go over and support his allies if he really wanted to. But maybe he just wants to, I don't know, fall back to the inner streets. Maybe he just doesn't want to, I don't know, just have the fight entirely at the wall. But I don't know. We do have some premature shots coming in from these Korean archers. probably should turn him off fire at will, or a couple of them dying to an artillery shot. I don't know if that was intentional or if he was going after this arrow tower or something. But yeah, definitely want to save ammo. You're not going to be getting any worth and shooting into this noble swordsman that's in the siege tower. It's just absorbing all that ammo. So I think he has him off fire at will, and he just turned him off. So yeah, good eye there. Definitely do not want to waste too much ammo and getting no kills. Going over to this side, Sicily is starting to land some troops here. Oh man, look at that. Just, oh geez, some Korean archers coming in here and just absolutely peppering down these desert legionaries, doing a really good job. But honestly, these desert legionaries are really unsupported. I don't know why he just kind of brought one unit up here. Maybe he was expecting Arverni to kind of help push this gate, but Arverni seems to be focusing his entire assault at this wall right here, which I think Arverni should spread out a little bit, send some guys to this tower right here, send some guys to this staircase here, and send some to this gatehouse here to help neutralize it. But yeah, absolutely ripping into this unit of Desert Legionaries. That's a really good move. You want to get these guys off the battlefield, because especially against Sparta, these guys will rip through desert, not desert, hoplites, the Spartan hoplites. Couldn't think of the name for some reason. We do have some artillery shots coming in here from the Eastern Onager. Is that what it's called? Eastern Ballista? African Ballista. It's coming in here, getting some good shots, killing a couple of these Cretans. Not really doing a whole lot. I think in total bringing down like 20 guys, so nothing too devastating. But these Desert Legionaries are about to be assaulted by these Spartan hoplites. In all fairness, I think these Desert Legionaries will do good if they're not if they're just in combat with these Spartan hoplites, but it appears that he's going to move his archers around to this flank and basically get some point-blank shots. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was like half a volley. Absolutely shredded this unit of Desert Legionaries. So yeah, really good job there maneuvering around with the archers. Really solid play there from Sparta. He is moving up a battering ram, but honestly, I mean, he can move it up and destroy the gate, but I would not push in yet if you do not have any support. Even a unit of Levy Freeman can be used wisely if you don't just suicide it into the gatehouse. Over here, Nabatea, I don't know. I feel like I see what he's trying to do here. He's just trying to like delay the attack as long as possible. But if he's gonna do that, he should have stayed right outside the range of those arrow towers, so he isn't taking tower damage like this, because now he's going to be forced to press the assault unless he wants to have his towers get burnt down. So that's kind of a tricky situation, but honestly, Nabatea could do something like this. He could land a siege tower here, land a siege tower here, and there's only one unit of Athenian hoplites defending this area. He could easily overwhelm that, but I don't think he can see, yeah, you can see that unit's hidden. He can't see what the Athenian player has over here, so maybe that's, well, that's a little bit, it sucks for him, because if he was able to see what the defenders have over here, he would know that he can just push this and honestly overwhelm this, and then he'd have a clear shot for the town center because there's nothing else defending over here. So yeah, I don't know why the Athenian player only has one unit of hoplites, but maybe that's kind of the strategy. He does have lots of reserve he can send over as well. Oh, I did miss this. He does have two units of picked hoplites, one right here and then one being his general. Up on this wall, we have some Desert Legionaries engaging against Spear Warriors. Spear Warriors will most certainly lose that, unless they're getting supported by Archer Fire, in which they are. Really good supporting fire up there. It's just whenever you're attacking and you don't have tortoises, it's very, very hard, because you just get stuck up on this wall and the archers just have field day and just shooting down your guys. It's basically a turkey shoot. So I would always bring at least one tortoise faction to the siege battle, especially on attack. On defense, it doesn't really matter as much, but generally most tortoise factions are pretty good defensively and offensively, besides Macedon and Athens. They're good defensive factions, but not very good aggressive factions. Here we have some archers getting some shots up into this wall here. Oh my gosh, they're going to absolutely wreck these noble swords. The thing I don't like about noble swords is they don't have much armor, and they cost like 900 something, and they don't have javies. It makes no sense. I think if they had Javies, I would actually respect these guys, but I absolutely despise Noble Swordsmen because just the fact that they don't have Precursor Javelins. It really frustrates me because I feel like they could have been a good unit, because they do have the Encourage ability. They have the nice little aura. That's one reason to bring them, but honestly, I'd only bring like 2 of these guys just to bring that little encouragement, that little extra morale for your troops. Then I would have brought all Nabatean Swordsmen and Nabatean Axe Warriors. Here, these Nabatean Heavy Archers, they're going to be getting some kills, but honestly, if he's going to do that, bring your archers right here, and they'll get a clear arc up and over and straight into the backs of these guys. I like what Nabate is doing, but I think he just has the wrong angle, and he's going to be missing a lot of the shots because of it. But he is bringing down a good bit of these Thorax Swords. I just think he's using up too much ammo, and it's not really being that effective, and yeah, his Noble Swords are getting absolutely wrecked. Oh my gosh, these Noble Swords are about to feel it. These Korean archers, if they equipped, not heavy shot, quick reload. I was about to say heavy shot. If they do, they don't even need heavy shot against Noble Swords because as you can see, they have armor, but it's nothing too great. If you could do quick reload and just fire a couple regular shots into here, you'll probably easily get 150 kills. Already up to 95. Yeah, that just shows why Noble Swords just aren't worth the money you pay for them. Over here, some Celtic Warriors engaging against Spartan Hoplites. That's not bad engagement for Celtic Warriors whatsoever. Yes, Celtic Warriors will lose probably in the end, but Spartan Hoplites cost like 700. These guys cost like 200-300. So the fact that they're killing this much of these Spartans is very, very good. Celtic Warriors having really nice melee attack and weapon damage for their price. So yeah, definitely a good trade for that. For the Arverni player. He won't kill him, like I said, but he'll do a lot of damage, and that damage is going to be felt by the defenders. And Sparta is starting to really get pressured here. There is a unit of Celtic Warriors that's getting into these mercenary Korean archers, so he just completely left his flank open over here, and now the Arverni player is just sneaking through a unit of Celtic Warriors and getting right into these archers. There's nothing stopping him, and oh my gosh, that was a nasty volley coming in from those Celtic Warriors. Absolutely tore up this unit of Korean archers. He has no infantry here. He has some Royal Spartans, but he has them way back. Excuse me, he's falling back from this position. There's no doubt about it. He's not going to hold this position anymore. He's got a couple units of Spartan Hoplites that are going to be surrounded, and already are being surrounded actually. Unit of Desert Legionaries and Celtic Warriors sandwiching this unit. Over here at the Gatehouse, this unit is going to be sandwiched very quickly. And then here, this unit of Spartan Hoplites is getting fired at by Celtic Slingers. I do apologize for the minor lag spikes that I got going on. It's just something to do with my recording software. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but my computer can handle it. I just, sometimes I think mixed with the recording software, something just doesn't go right, and yeah. So sorry about that. It's very minor though. It only happens every once in a while, especially in 3v3s. But yeah, look at this over here. Do I even want to look at the kills of these guys? 276 kills. Ammo, they have ammo left. You can see that their bow's out. Might not be a lot of ammo, but 276 kills, that is worth it, and they're about to probably get 300 kills here. Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely wrecking those units. Nabatea's assault here, completely hold. Their Noble Swords over here they're just charging down one choke point. He needs to bring one unit over here and bring them down here, and get around the Athenian player. But yeah, he's just charging in to one choke point, and he's not going to win this. Hoplites will hold. Actually, Noble Swords might be able to chew the way through depleted Thorax Swords and some Hoplites, but I mean, he's got plenty of support around that area, so it's not really a huge deal. So yeah, attackers definitely lost on this flank, but they're winning significantly right in the middle. And over here, defenders, I would say, are winning this, but there isn't really a whole lot of engagements going on, so it's not really a big deal. It's just kind of very minor. Some Desert Legionaries is really all it is. But yeah, this is a huge problem for the defenders because this entire flank in the middle is exposed. Dacian Heavy Bowmen, yeah, that's what they're called. I almost forgot their name. Dacian Heavy Bowmen were exposed there, but he did manage to pull them back. Armored Spears, that's really all they have. Sparta is basically done. When I say that, he's got 2 units of Spartan Pikemen. 2 units of Royal Spartans, some archers left, and some more Spartan Hoplites. So he has like quite a bit, but Athens is still very healthy. So Athens needs to get over here as soon as possible because Arverni, he still has all of his chosen swords and probably all of his archers. And Masacely, while he did lose a lot of his heavy infantry, he still has some infantry left, his skirmishers, and most importantly, where was I? I saw it, his artillery. This artillery can do so much damage, especially right up in front of the enemy ranks. I know a lot of people don't like doing that, but I mean, sometimes you have to. It's not technically a cheating, it's just really, really effective, I guess. By that I mean like pushing it up right in front of the enemy and shooting at them, because there are counters to it. Countering it, you can use archers to like flaming shot. I mean, that's probably the biggest counter. Flanking around, or I don't know, just yeah. A lot of times when people do that though, they can't micro their troops because they're in the first person mode of the artillery, so you can kind of out micro them, their infantry. So yeah, there are disadvantages to bringing that artillery to kind of manual fire it, but I don't know, for the most part it's pretty worth to bring it. Especially in a situation like this where the attackers, well, it says the defenders are in a disadvantage, but honestly I feel like the attackers are in a bit of a disadvantage. Maybe not. Nabatea still does have a healthy force. I thought he lost basically everything. No, he still does have his archers, his artillery, and his axe warriors, and his general. So he still does have quite a bit. Arverni has quite a bit, and Masacely still has quite a bit. So yeah, this is not looking good for defenders. I think Getae is going to really have to pull something out here in order to win this for his team, because he's really the only one left with who's basically just been untouched. I mean, Athens is fairly untouched as well, but he's probably used up a ton of his ammo at this point. Let's see how many kills some of these Cretans have. 321, that's disgusting. 86, so nothing too much there. But still have ammo on those guys. So I think it's going to really be up to Athens and Getae to basically win this by themselves. And oh geez, look at this. This is just an absolute blob here from Getae. He's just trying to hold back these Desert Legionaries, which I understand. He does not want these Desert Legionaries to get into his back line, because that would be really bad. So he's going to make sure that these guys do not break through. This is okay for right now, but a lot of his guys are getting exhausted who aren't really fighting. And if the Masacely player brings up his artillery, he can push it right here and just absolutely rack up tons of kills. So while this is okay for right now, he just probably does not want to keep that going for a long time. What he should be doing, personally what I would do here, is I would have one unit of spears engaging against these guys, then in the back I would sit my axe warriors and have the javies thrown in, then I would charge in the axe warriors or something, just to weaken these Desert Legionaries a little bit, because I'm sure you guys are racking up tons of kills. Yeah, 186 kills, and still 123 men left. These guys are just going to be doing so well against units like spearmen and stuff. Like, they'll just absolutely rip through them, and archers, of course, they'll rip through those as well. So yeah, this Desert Legionary unit is going to be a problem. Honestly, what they could do, Sparta has 2 pikemen. He could push one up right here, maybe push up his archers to push back the slingers that are up on these walls, and there's nothing the attackers can do about that. Unless they just don't even plan to hold this outer part. It does appear that they are falling back a little bit, and quite respectively so. I mean, they don't need to hold here. What they could do is hold this gate up here, like by putting a unit up on the wall, and then hold right here. They don't need to hold these choke points. It's kind of yeah, it's exactly what he's doing. He's falling back. That's a really good move. No need to hold more than you don't have to. And these Celtic warriors are going to pursue these armored spears. It kind of does suck because they will be getting a couple kills against them, but it's not going to be anything too much. But honestly, he should pull back everything but his archers and just form up a really defensive line right there. Getae would be very, very good with that because they have really nice spears. But yeah, for the most part, I think that this is going to be kind of just a grind right here. And it's going to be a lot of the attackers moving up their guys into the middle. So yeah, I don't want to make a cut just yet because I feel like there's still quite a bit of fighting. But if the fighting really does die down and it's just a big skirmish phase, I'll cut that out. And yeah, I think that would probably be most respectable, because no one likes to see just skirmishing. I mean, there are some strategies to it, but I don't know, it's kind of boring. Nobody wants to see it. Here we have some really nice combat here. Some armored spears versus chosen swords. Let you guys get some close-ups on that. Sorry guys, I took a screenshot and then it just took me out of the game, but we are back. Yeah, I'll probably just cut that out. It's just a little bit of, this took me to the home screen. Just a little annoying, but yeah, just right back where we were. You guys didn't miss anything. Just took a little bit of time out. But yeah, we have some Chosen Swords pressing against these Army Spears. They really are looking like they're kind of pushing through. I say kinda, they really are kind of pushing back the defenders. I don't know. I think that's because he formed shield wall. When you do that, it kind of pushes into the enemy formation, and a lot of times players will say, like, you know, that's pushing through, but it is kind of a glitch in the game where shield wall doesn't really work. It'll push into the enemy lines, but it doesn't seem like he's using it in a way that he's like intentionally pushing through, so that's all okay. But he still isn't falling back from his position. Honestly, he really should, because there's no point of holding 2 choke points when he can hold just 1. Yeah, so I don't think that this is worthwhile for him. And these Desert Legionaries over here, they probably have like 250 kills, 261. Yeah, they're doing so much work against these guys. You don't want to be giving them free kills because they'll get more chevrons, and the more chevrons they get, the better they'll be in combat. And they'll absolutely be able to carve through this. Some spears, axe warriors will give them a run for the money, but archers, that's not going to be anything. They'll definitely be able to win that. And over here we have some of the Cav. That's actually not a bad idea. Charging into these Numidian light infantry, they will absolutely wreck them if they get a really good charge off on them. So if he's able to get like maybe a charge onto the flank right here, he's going to be able to get a ton of kills with his noble horsemen. But I don't believe he's going to do that. Probably because he sees his Levy Freeman moving up and he wants nothing to do with that. And Sparta does have troops here, so he will be able to hold. I think Getae fell back the majority of his forces. Yeah, he has fallen back a good bit. He does not want to overcommit out here, which is very understandable. And Athens is doing the right thing, and he's moving over to help his allies. Oh, is this? Oh no, I thought this was picked hoplites. Kind of looked like it from a distance, but it's the exact opposite. It's the crappy militia hoplites. Just took 7 casualties from that Jabby volley and these Midian lights. And they're going to fall back. Probably going to want to use their precursors a little bit more, is what I would imagine. Or just going to completely fall back, so that's also pretty understandable. But some archer volleys. So Athens is doing a phenomenal job with his archers. Getting some shots into the backs of these guys as they're retreating. This is going to be a nasty shot. Or if the archer volley just doesn't... I swear I saw another archer volley going up. I guess they kind of outran that volley, so good job there by Misasely. I don't know if he meant to do that, but he did. Over here, like I said, they are going to be breaking, and these spears will not hold forever. They'll hold for a long time, but not to the end of eternity. They have done a good bit of damage to these Chosen Swords, actually. I did not expect them to do that much. They were at full unit when they initially engaged into shield wall, but they've lost like 40, 50 men since that, so I did not expect that. I thought these guys were going to absolutely carve through this formation, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, they're just breaking over here. I think Getae is feeling the pressure a little bit, and they're just going to fall back. That's not a bad idea whatsoever. Athens is doing the same as well, so we're going to get to see the secondary defense on this. I do like the settlement. It's structured very nicely. You got this like little outer area, well not little, it's the whole outer area where you can do your primary defense, then you can fall back to your nice little secondary defense where it's just really nice hilly terrain with some nice height advantages. Then you can fall back to your 4th defense, which is just like right here, and right here. Then your last stand, which is up here, which I kind of like that about the settlement. But yeah, I think this is going to be a long skirmish phase, moving troops into the settlement. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit once the battle continues. Alright, welcome back guys. It's just a little bit of a cut there, but now we're going to see a really nice downhill cav charge into these Levy Freemen, absolutely flattening them. So yeah, like I said, there's a little bit of a cut there. We did see a lot of the attackers move in. Nabatea did the right thing and just moved over to the side where Misasely and Arverni are, so really good move there. So yeah, big props to that player for actually really knowing what to do in that situation, because that is very tough. We have some Noble Swords here about to get charged by some Desert Legionaries. These Noble Swords should be able to win this, and yeah, these Desert Legionaries took a ton of casualties before even getting into the combat against these guys, which they'll probably ultimately lose. Now this Noble Horse is now just getting some really nice charges and finishing off some of these Celtic warriors. He should probably pull them back. At this point, it's not really worth it. What is he doing? What's he doing? What? Wait, that's a little bit of a push through. I don't think he's really gonna achieve anything by getting that unit through. I would kind of consider that kind of a pushing through with Cav. Because, you know, he definitely had to click through in order to do that. So that's a little bit sketchy, but, I mean, he's not going to really achieve anything with it. These noble horses are just going to be trapped over here. I don't know why exactly he did that. Or maybe he's going to charge in with these picked hoplites, then get a rear charge off with his cavalry. That could be a thing. But over here we also have some charges coming in, some spears having to hold back against a horde of legionaries and chosen swords. Oh my gosh, this must be a scary moment for them. They know they are not well equipped for this fight, and they will definitely lose in the long run. But Athens does have plenty of support to be sent over there. So yeah, I did not realize this, but the defenders are in a huge disadvantage. This is not looking good at all. If they can pull this off, that would be a really nice comeback, but I would say the attackers are looking golden at this point. Like, they have artillery, they have archers, they don't have pikemen. I think that's the only thing that the defenders have going for them is pikes. But they're outclassed infantry-wise, outclassed archer-wise, probably. What did they have left for archers? Archer game might be even, but for the most part, I would say the attackers hold a huge advantage. And like I said, if they can pull this off, big props to them. That's definitely going to be a something to be proud of. But yeah, the Getae general is just kind of getting cornered off over here. I don't really see what the point of charging in was. I think that was just a little bit too much of a gung-ho decision there. He probably thought maybe there's some archers moving in over here and he could kind of catch some of them, or maybe clean up this unit of chosen swords. But I kind of want to see like a last stand charge from these guys. Oh, barely getting hit there from a Javi volley, killing one guy, and that one guy was enough to chevron up this Nabatean axe warrior. But is he gonna get a charge off into these chosen swords? I hope he does. Oh, come on. This is gonna be a foot race. Come on. Get a charge off. I don't know if the general is dead. Oh, no, they're gonna get charged. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the end of this unit. General is not dead. It doesn't say general recently died. I'm sure he's gonna die here soon, though, because I don't see him making it. Don't tell me he's gonna make it out of that. Oh my gosh, I think he is. Wait, just any general recently died? What? I think Getae. Oh, never mind. They have units over here. Yeah, Getae's general is screwed. There's no way he's gonna be able to win that. Maybe his general died earlier, because it does not say general died yet. The debuff, and I mean, unless this guy's the general, it actually could be. I have no clue. I do not know what the Getae general looks like. That could be the general, and if the general doesn't die, that's going to allow the Getae player to have that little bit of morale. Because yes, he did lose his general unit, but he didn't lose the general himself. If that's one unit is the general, that's really lucky for Getae, unless we're just not seeing the general recently died little debuff thing. But I'm not entirely sure. Noble Swords here are holding like champs, of course. They're going to easily beat back Tribal Slingers. And it looks like they beat back those Desert Legionnaires pretty fairly. And honestly, Cecily's looking pretty depleted as well. He doesn't have much Desert Legionaries left. All he does have is being committed. And if they can get, an archer set up right here and fire over these buildings into the backs of these Desert Legionnaires, that would absolutely rip through them. So maybe he'll do that. I don't know. That might not be viable, as that arc might not be something that can be achieved. But that would be really cool if it could. Definitely would be really good for the defenders. But yeah, this is gonna break here any second. These not chosen spears, heavy spears are not gonna hold for very much longer, especially with the support of these Nabatean heavy archers. So really good job there, getting into the flank of these guys, absolutely ripping through them, losing 20 men per volley. Yeah, that's really nasty. Over here is just out of ammo. Yes, out of ammo. Cretians moving in, they're gonna beat back the Desert Legionaries, of course. They'll be able to slaughter them with their little daggers. I mean, if they had ammo, maybe they'd slaughter them to get some heavy shot, but I don't think they'll win in combat. And over here, this flank is in threat of being surrounded, and if they lose this, that's going to cause them to have to fall back to the third tier, so to speak. And I mean, losing this outer tier is not a huge deal, but I mean, they didn't really deal a whole lot of damage. I feel like they lost a lot more out here than they killed. Especially if these guys get surrounded, that's going to be a huge loss because those hoplites still have 133 and then 84. I mean, that's militia hoplites anyway, so that's nothing too big. But militia hoplites, they'll hold for a very, very long time. They just have really crappy morale. And they won't get a lot of kills. Like, they probably have, yeah, they have 19 kills. Against Chosen Swords and Celtic Warriors, I mean, it's nothing too good, but I think Celtic Warriors are cheaper than these guys, and that's kind of why the Greek factions kind of suck, is because they don't have a good cheap tier infantry that can really just deal a lot of damage. I mean, they have Thorax swords, Macedon has Thracian warriors, but really, that's really it. I mean, their cheapest units are these militia hoplites, so that's a pig hoplite. That's a lot of times why people don't bring Greek factions on large funds. Well, Seleucids, if you count them as Greek, they have Hillmen. Hillmen are that's what makes any, like, Greek faction good, is Hillmen. Like, Bactria has Hillmen. If you consider them Greek, like Eastern Greek, Seleucids have Hillmen. Egypt has the Egyptian infantry, Galatian swords. Egypt is a very good faction. But is that Hellenic? I don't really know what the classifications of that type of stuff is. Thorax swords here. Oh wait, they have 2 chevrons. 172 kills. Wow, they've got their worth already. And finishing off a unit of Desert Legionaries here. Now they're going to turn around and get these Chosen Swords. They'll deal, if they're not surrounded, they'll deal a good amount of damage. But these Chosen Swords will ultimately probably take this fight. But over here, they're breaking. So yeah, they're going to probably be surrounded here any second now. But these heavy spears are holding on for dear life, that's for sure. Actually breaking a unit of Desert Legionaries. And some more. Actually, they'll probably be able to win this. I didn't see this. There's a unit of Thorax swords mixed in there. This one has a chevron too. How many kills does it have? 144. So Athens, oh my gosh, Athens probably has so many kills at this point. This is why you don't bring Nabatea on attack. I think a lot of that kills was against Nabatea. And honestly, defenders are starting to reclaim this area. Nabatean Axe Warriors are starting to flood in, that's not good. But they've dealt a lot of damage. I kind of thought that wasn't really worth it to hold out here. But they managed to break basically what's left of the Desert Legionaries. And they killed a lot of the Arverni player. So that was actually not too bad for them. And that's all the Arverni infantry they have left. That, a Celtic Warrior over here, and a Chosen Sword over here. Maybe Arverni still does have a lot left. I think they're probably the healthiest faction at this point. But balance of power is really not like in the favor of the defenders. It does not believe in the power of the Greeks and the Dacians. What do they have left? They have some hoplites over here. More hoplites, picked hoplites, pikemen, archers, pikemen, noble swords, royal Spartans. They have the tools to win this, honestly. 4 units of pikemen. If you don't have any archers, and if you don't have any artillery to counter that, pikes can obviously hold indefinitely. But honestly, I feel like Nabatea has the archers, and they have a lot of these tribal slingers, which, I mean, they may not be the best, but they're definitely a really, really good slinger unit if you can get them going into a nice position. Then Macecily. Wait a second. Wait, where's... Macecily used up all of his artillery ammo? I did not notice that. Oh, okay, so that kind of sucks for Macecily. His artillery ammo is all used up, so he doesn't actually have that arty, which could have been so useful. But okay, but Nabatea has his arty. He's kind of having a little bit of an issue here. That stupid ram is blocking this one artillery piece from getting in. Wait a second, where is... I see it has 4 pieces in it, right? Yeah, 4. Oh, the other ones are out here. Okay, I think he needs to make a breach point. He's gonna have to use the ammo and make a breach point manually. That's really all he can do at this point. And over here, they're cleaning up the remains of the defenders, but it was an absolute bloodbath. The defenders made them pay for this outer area, and some more hoplites being cleaned up over here. They have a unit of hoplites holding this flank and a unit of picked hoplites, but they're probably going to need to send a little bit more support to that area. They don't want to give that up too easily. And over here, Getae, his noble swords are holding like absolute champs, popping that headhunt. Really good job there. 298 kills with noble swords. Absolutely ripping through the attackers at this position. And these Oathsworn are, oh my god, they have a lot of kills as well, don't they? Yeah, 181 at 110 men left. They'll be able to break this position, but noble swords, they just held here so long. He's actually going to send more support to this area because he doesn't want to give it up yet. Excuse me. I think he should give it up. I think he should just hold right here, have a unit of archers hold at this hill, and fire at the backs of any infantry unit that tries to attack his position. That would be my my advice, but I mean, like I said in the past, I'm by no means pro. I'm quite bad actually, so maybe that's not viable because maybe the Nabatean player can just push up his archers and just push yours off the hill. But either way, if he can get his archers to volley into those Oathsworn from here, he'll get a lot of kills because he does have the he has the, I believe, I haven't 100% clarified this, but I believe archers, when they're at a high ground, they do get bonus damage. If you think about it, like the arrows are coming down from a higher place, so they gain more velocity. I think that's a feature. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, if it is, that'd be really cool. If it isn't, that kind of make me look really stupid. But I mean, he could get a lot of kills into these Oathsworn. Bad thing about Dacian Heavy Bowmen is they don't have heavy shot, but other than that, they're really comparable to Cretan archers, and they do cost a little bit less. But they, for some reason, they're called Dacian Heavy Bowmen and don't have heavy ammo. But that's probably because they have 30 armor. But they're actually a really solid archer unit. If you did not know, I would actually really recommend bringing Dacian Heavy Bowmen. Getsy is actually one of my favorite factions to use. They're very unique and versatile. They have the Falxes, they have Axe Warriors, they have really good spears, they have decent cav. They're really not a bad faction, but a lot of people don't use them. But I think it's kind of a shame because I think they're kind of a really good faction to use. On defense, not so much on attack, because I mean you can't really win attack with spears. Well, I guess in some cases you can, like RDI has the Illyrian Marines. You can probably win an attack with that. But yeah, I mean, this might be another skirmishing phase. I'll wait to see how this ends over here, but if the attackers don't start pushing up, I will make another cut, but I think this will be concluded very soon. I think they are going to start pushing up, so I don't believe there's going to be a huge skirmish phase. And, okay, Getse's doing it. He's going to be firing his archers right into that blob of Oathsworn and Celtic warriors. And, honestly, I feel like he should be getting a lot of kills, but maybe it's not, because he's really not. Only a couple of his guys are actually firing. That's really frustrating because you'd expect the whole unit to be putting shots in, but for some reason the game does not want them to. Maybe this is gonna be a better volley. How many kills these guys have? 111. So they probably don't have a whole lot of ammo left, I would assume. I think he used them out in the outer parts a lot. Oh, this is really good though. Using his jabbies very effectively. Absolutely melting this Oathsworn and Celtic warriors. Yeah, that's how you want to use your jabbies. That's the primary, well, not primary, what's the word I'm looking for? A really prime example. That's what I couldn't think of. I kept on trying to say primary. I don't know why. But that's a prime example of how to use jabbies. Pin down the attackers with just a little bit of infantry, and have a unit in the back just doing jabbies at the exposed flanks of the units. That's a really good use. And how many kills did these guys finish with? 339. Excuse me. That's really good. That's a lot of kills, especially with noble swords too. I mean, kind of get overshadowed by Oathsworn because Oathsworn are better, but still, noble swords are a very good unit. As seen there, they just did a lot of damage to Mistacely, because I think they beat back a couple units of those Desert Legionaries, and they beat back a lot of the Arverni players. So yeah, that was definitely a really good use there. And once again, I think this is going to be another skirmish phase. So yeah, I'll just make another cut, I believe. Sorry, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, I doubt you guys want to see just troop movement, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. We're gonna see from the perspective of an Axe Warrior charging into some Chosen Swordsmen. They probably will lose that fight. But yeah, welcome back guys. There's just probably a, I don't know, I think that was like a 5-minute break or something. Just moving up troops and stuff. They did fall back from this position, and they're just moving up into this area. Attackers are kind of just maneuvering all around, getting their troops into good positions. And yeah, I think the defenders, even though the balance of power says that it's really slim for them, the fact that they have 4 pikemen left, I think that's going to be GG for the attackers, because the attackers don't see that. They can only see 1 unit of pikemen, and they probably aren't conserving their ammo to deal with 4 units of pikes, so they're gonna probably just kind of waste their ammo because I think they only have a couple units left. But yet do they know that Sparta still has 2 pikes over here and Athens still has a pike over here. So yeah, I think that this could go either way, honestly, depending on how both sides play it. But getting some really nice jabbies into the top lanes, bringing them down a lot. You can see just the carnage inflicted by those precursors on those Numidian light infantry, who are getting pushed back right now by some archer volleys, and these noble swords were charging out. Oh, okay, I think I see what may be happening here. These axe warriors. Oh, okay, I thought he was going to try a little bit of an encircling move, try to get around those chosen swords, but these Nabatean heavy archers are going to flank around these axe warriors. That will be enough to finish them off, even though they are just archers. And they'll get the attack and the rear penalty, and yeah, instantly break. They probably broke. They were gonna break anyway, so it's not really a big deal. But some noble swords over here, they'll easily win against these Numidian light infantry. But he doesn't want to push them out too far because their flanks are exposed. Athens though does see this, and he's gonna push up his hoplites to protect the flank of his ally. Maybe not. He kind of saw that they were chosen swords, and he was like, yeah, good luck, bud, and just let those noble swords get surrounded. But honestly, these noble swords, if he gets his general, where's his general? His general's dead, so I kind of forgot about that. But if somebody can get some some battle rhythm and second wind and some headhunt on these guys will do absolute dividends for the defenders here. They'll probably be able to clean up the majority of what you can see here. They're probably already racking up close to 100 kills, yeah. Oh my gosh, climbing up very, very quickly, already up to 101. Yeah, doing really, really good job with those noble swords. And those Numidian light infantry are not having a good time. But I think what he's going to do is pull back and get some rear charges with his armored Numidian riders, which is the perfect way to deal with these noble swords. I definitely agree with that. But honestly, Getae doesn't have much left at all. He has this unit of Dacian heavy bowmen over here who do have some ammo, and he has this unit of noble swords, but everything else is dead for him, I believe. Yeah, because he did charge in that axe warrior. I was about to say, he did have an axe warrior, but he did charge it in. So it's really going to be up to Athens and Sparta to hold this. There's still a lot of Arverni left. He got some 2 Oathsworn, some chosen swords, some Nabatean axe warriors. He did manage to bring up his artillery. Oh, so he brought a unit back to deal with the, he picked up the ram and moved it. I don't think they actually destroyed the gate. I think there was like a little bit of a glitch. So I think he had to move a unit back and get rid of it. Then he pushed up the artillery through the gate. I mean, better late than never. So he's going to be able to use that. That can be enough to break through 4 units of pikes, definitely, if he has a lot of ammo left and he uses it properly. He can definitely break through his pike. So I don't know. Like I said, this could be anyone's game at this point. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Because I saw the balance of power, and I was like, well, defenders might just lose this because they had outnumbered so significantly. But sometimes numbers don't matter, and I think in this case, I think that's how it's going to come down to, because the defenders, all they have left are basically the best of the best. Yes, they have some hoplites, but they have picked hoplites, Royal Spartans, archers, pikemen. That's more than enough to deal with situations like this. And some hoplites here getting flanked around by some chosen swordsmen. That's not good. Those chosen swords will easily be able to clean up those hoplites. Oh, but these picked hoplites are charging down, and they're going to be able to get a charge into the rear of these chosen swordsmen. He's putting some shots into these picked hoplites. That's honestly not worth it. These guys are really heavily armored, and especially from the shielded front, that will not do much. Only if he had the Bactrian Royal Guard, who for some reason have Frenzy Charge. I never really understood that, but I mean, yes. If you didn't know, Bactrian Royal Guard, that elite hoplite unit that Bactria has, for some strange reason, they have Frenzy Charge. I never really quite understood that, but yeah, these picked hoplites will do a lot of work against these chosen swords. They are just hoplites, but they are very, very good hoplites. They have the elite spear, meaning they have 8 AP, and they have, 42 melee attack? Yeah, 42 melee attack, 105 armor, 61 melee defense, not even in a hoplite wall. And, 25 charge bonus, that's better than, no, not better than Chosen Swords. Chosen Swords have 2 more charge bonus. But these Noble Swords, sadly, are starting to break over here. They are going to submit to the Archer Fire and just being surrounded. But how many kills did they end up getting? 234, 239 now. Doing really, really well. I mean, they kind of recovered for a second there. If he can pop Headhunt, which I doubt he can, he probably already used that. Yeah, so those guys are dead. But he did manage to kill a lot of the attackers. But was it enough? That's the big question. Was it enough? But I don't know. Sparta still has like a good bit left. He still has archers. He's really conserving his men. He's letting Athens and Getae really take the brunt of it because he doesn't really want to charge in, and you can't really blame him. But those Royal Spartans probably be really nice to the front line right now, especially like enforcing this with the unit of Royal Spartans and enforcing this over here with some Royal Spartans. Oh, and here comes the artillery. Oh geez, this could be really, really bad because if he can get some good hits on the Athenian general, that's going to be a huge loss. And, oh geez, oh, getting a lot of kills. I think bringing down 7 guys with just that one volley. So yeah, he probably should move his artillery a little bit closer. But honestly, they shouldn't be wasting ammo on something like picked hoplites. They can break through those hoplites with their infantry, but they can't break through pikemen with their infantry. And they know that the defenders have pikes, so they need to be saving their ammo every last shot they can for those pikemen, in my opinion. But maybe they're just trying to break through the infantry because they feel like if they break through the infantry, maybe the army losses will be inflicted. I don't really know. But some Nabatean heavy archers, out of ammo, are being shot at by some Dacian heavy bowmen. I think he just probably has a couple volleys and just kind of just uses it up. For the most part, though, Getae is out of this, so it's going to be up to Athens and Sparta to win this. And this is going to be down to the wire, I would imagine. Maybe, I mean, there's 10 minutes left. So much more can happen in that time, but I don't know if the attackers have enough. I think they're using up too much resources. Like, on a unit of hoplites, like, that's not worth it to put an entire volley of not Dacian ballista, Eastern ballista into that. I think he really should be saving his ammo. And same for the defenders. I think they should not be wasting ammo on out of ammo archers. That just seems like a little bit of a mistake. This is perfect though. Definitely should be shooting at this pikeman unit, but bring up your artillery a little bit more so it has a better shot, and it'll probably be able to kill the pikemen with less ammo, using less ammo. And over here, oh come on, he's just charging into pikes. I think at this point, Mestacles is kind of like done though. He still does have a good amount of troops left. I don't know if he realizes. Yeah, I don't think he realized those were pikemen, and just kind of charged in and lost like 20 guys to that for no reason whatsoever. But he does have a unit of Gallic hunters up here. He's just firing into the front of these pikemen. It will be doing a lot of damage, but I don't know. Depending on how much ammo these guys have, will they be able to break through that? Oh, 14, yeah, they definitely have a lot of ammo. They'll be able to break through this unit of pikes very easily then. I thought maybe they were like almost running out of ammo. In that case, I would have probably brought my hunters right here so they'll be able to get, or even just point blank. There's nothing stopping you from just pushing up your archers right here and just firing point blank into these guys. Only if Gallic hunters had heavy shot, so point blank heavy shot, that would be really nasty going into those pikemen. But yeah, the attackers are going to break through this, no doubt. He needs to be saving his ammo, though. He's not going to get a lot of good hits. I mean, I say that, and he has killed 7. So, I mean, maybe that's worth it, but he needs to bring up his artillery closer to ensure that he's getting his money worth out of that. Because so far, I would say he hasn't gotten his money worth. Yeah, 65. I probably can do a lot better than that. But still, he's getting kills against pikes, so I guess there's not really much to complain about there. And here, these Gallic hunters are still ripping into these pikemen. But Sparta does still have some Korean archers. Wait, is it Sparta or is it? No, it's Athens. How much ammo do these guys have? 83, so they still got a fair bit. And if they can get some good volleys off, they can easily wreck those Gallic hunters. But I think Sparta is kind of blocking him from firing, because if you have a unit mixed in with an active archer unit, the archer will not fire, and that's what we're seeing here. They're sort of firing, like a couple of them are, but Sparta needs to move this pikeman unit out of the way. But it's going to be too late. By the time he does, these pikes are going to probably be finished off. These Gallic hunters are just absolutely ripping into these pikemen, dropping 10 men per volley. That was only 9, but still, 9 is close to 10. And over here, Mestacles is breaking through, getting into the back of these picked hoplites. How many kills they end up getting? 280, that's worth it. Definitely a really, really good job from this hoplite. I don't know, like, this could go either way. Like, I know I keep on saying that, but pikemen, you can't underestimate the power of pikemen. But, I mean, the attackers seem to be having enough ammo to deal with this. I think that the defenders will ultimately fall, but if Sparta acts now, maybe not. Excuse me, a unit of picked hoplites, they can do so much damage. they could probably hold against the vast majority of these units. But they are being shot by some tribal slingers. Very nice use. Tribal slingers, even though they're like a 270 unit, yeah, I think even cheaper than that, they'll absolutely rip into a unit like picked hoplites, even from the front, because they have that nice AP going for them. And obviously picked hoplites have some really good armor. So obviously armor piercing will do better against armor. And they're just falling back to the last and final stand. And oh geez, it's just crashing down on them right now. And Athens is going to lose his general out here, getting charged in the back by a unit of armored minion riders, and then being pursued by chosen swordsmen. Don't even worry about getting these guys out at this point. Just charge, leave them in, and let them fight for as long as possible. He still has, okay, he has some Spartan pikemen moving up. That could be pretty good. But if Nabatea can get a good shot into the flank of this pikeman, he can probably get like 20 guys in just one volley. But maybe if he moves up his pikes, he could push back with his picked hoplites. I don't know, these hoplites are holding though. Now that they got turned around, they're going to be getting some pretty nice kills. 67, maybe not, but I mean, with the support of these pikes, they will be doing some really nice damage. This flank is secure now that those pikes are in a good position. But there's still 3 units of pikes left, and Nabatea I feel like he's really wasting his ammo here. Like, he's not hitting anything. There's nothing stopping him from moving up closer. How many kills does he have? 102. On a unit that costs over, I think it's like over 1,500. That's not worth it. And I think he's gonna try to move these guys right up to get a jab volley off. Yeah, really good move there. These guys are just barely getting over the staircase and putting some jabbies into these guys. Killing one of them only from that jabby volley, but that's one that you would otherwise be having to face front on, which normally facing pikes front on will not work very well. And Sparta is starting to contain this flank here. They need to not engage in this blob formation, popping a rally there, but that's not gonna stop the pikemen from getting just a ridiculous amount of kills. These Gallic hunters are out of ammo, 118 kills. I think they're the ones that probably finished off that unit of pikes. I don't know. Do these pikes have? Do these archers have ammo? They do not. So I don't think that's worth it to fire them with your Cretans. So honestly, attackers don't have any ammo, then the win goes to the defenders automatically, because they just have pikes. And if you don't have any ammo, pikes will not be able to die. But I mean, they're doing a really good job in dealing with this unit of pikemen though. Brought it down 40 since I last saw, and yeah, just with precursors alone. And these axemen are about to put another really nice volley into these guys. I mean, maybe if the tribal slingers have ammo left, maybe they can break through another unit of pikemen. But the problem is that Sparta has another unit of pikes just sitting right here. Oh wait, no, that's not. Yeah, no, that is pikemen sitting right there, just ready to charge in once this unit of pikemen breaks, which it probably will. I can't imagine this pikeman unit holding for too long. If these Oathsworn have ammo, then they'll definitely be able to break through there. But over here, they will not be able to break through this. This pikeman unit has probably racked up a ton of kills. Yeah, 89, 98, I mean, and 102 in this picked hoplites. This flank is going to be held pretty securely by the defenders. And I think the attackers probably will end up conceding, because there's no way they're going to break through this in 2 minutes. Especially if they have Royal Spartans, which even surrounded, they'll last for like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. These guys are just such a good unit, and he saved them for last. So really good job there from Sparta. Had a bit of a rough start, but really saved himself in the end there. He probably saved his defense from crumbling, to be honest, if he didn't keep his pikemen in reserve. But honestly, Athens and Getae, they did a really good job in soaking up the ammo and really just dishing out a lot of kills when they can and when they could. And yeah, it does a really good job overall there. And yeah, down to the last minute here, I would assume that the attackers are just going to concede defeat, or maybe army losses will kick in for defenders, but I doubt that's going to happen. These pikemen are just getting free kills against Oathsworn, chosen swordsmen, and they're just kind of suicide charging in, and I would imagine all these guys are out of jabbies, all the archers are out of ammo, so that's why you got to save your ammo. I mean, like, you're going against Sparta and Athens, you gotta expect that they're gonna bring at least some pikemen, or maybe even bring some pikemen of your own as Nabatea, because you can't bring a whole lot of killing power. So maybe one unit of pikemen won't be such a bad pick for the attack. A lot of times pikemen don't do great on the attack, but you need good killing power as Nabatea. Their infantry alone won't cut it. You need to bring in special units like maybe like chariots, archers, definitely, artillery. That's definitely a good way to go. Even their armored desert, well, no, what is it? Heavy desert lancers or something like that. Those are a really, really good cab unit. Very, very cost effective. Oathsworn are starting to find a little bit of a gap here. I mean, if they are able to get around there, that could be pretty bad. But last couple seconds, around winding down here, we're getting some mass riding from the Arverni player. And yep, I think the attackers are just going to concede defeat. So yeah, really good battle there. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, a lot of skirmish phases, which you guys won't have to see. So hopefully this battle replay will be a little bit shortened down for you guys. But yeah, we'll take a look at the kills here. On the defense, Athens did get the most kills. I kind of expected that. His archers, he just wrecked Nabatea for the most part. But beat my Leaf. His archers did absolutely phenomenal. One getting 230, that's really, really good. And Pikeman, 306 and 109, that's really good kills. Some of his hoplites getting 173 and 126, that's also really good kills. Ariovistus doing really well as well. Well, he lost a lot, but I think it's because he brought a lot of spears. He was really defensive focused, and his kills really came with his archers. 273 and 162 with 3 with his general, and then 341, 244 with his noble swords. Very, very good kills. Golds too, really, really good job. He didn't bring a very elite army, but he brought the perfect mix. 289, 358, G's, 150, 188, 244. So yeah, really good kills there from Athens, and I think him and Ariovistus really helped hold the defense there for the most part. Oh, no, I meant to go to Arverni. Arverni's army, his archers did meh. They did alright. One unit getting 118, that's pretty good. But 390 on a Celtic warrior. That is ridiculous. I don't know how he did that. I would like to go back and see what unit did that. 342 on a Chosen Swordsman, 242 on Oathsworn. So overall, I got the most kills and did a really, really good job. Bladestorm also doing a phenomenal job. Artillery not doing so well. Cheap Slingers doing really, really good. 401, 300, 104, 207. Really, really good kills there. And even his Numidian Light Infantry, 110, 105, and 155. Really, really good kills there. As Nabatea, you gotta expect him to not really get a lot of kills on the attack. Really, Nabatea tends to really not get a lot of kills, but it's because they're mostly defensive focused. But I mean, 111 on Axe Warriors and still had a fair amount of men left. That's good. Archers not doing too great. Artillery not doing too great. So yeah, overall, Noble Swords, do not recommend them as seen from this battle. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the battle, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see future content. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see anything like different in the future. I'm always down to do different Total Wars or different games. I'm doing this for you guys. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.